So now what do I do? Well, I guess there's only one thing. There's something I'd like to know. Are you real? Can you feel?
Hi friends, welcome to my channel. I'm Prairie Vintage. My name's Linda. I'm an energy intuitive reader here on YouTube. I use spirits and my intuition, the tarot, to communicate energies to you guys, amazing viewers. If you're new here, welcome to my channel. I hope that this reading resonates for you guys. For those of you guys who are returning, I'm so blessed to be here, and I'm super grateful to do your reading again. I can't wait to see what we see today. We'll be doing a what are they thinking and feeling about you at this time, current energy, and we'll be using these decks. This will be a pick a card reading, and I'm not going to do the sound portion here for the options only because my microphone isn't the greatest. So I'm going to have to invest in a better microphone or figure out something in regards to sound, because I do want to continue the development for you guys who are clairaudient or want to develop your ability to choose from sound with your intuition. Okay, so these are the decks I'll be using for today's reading. I'll put a link right here to the deck playlist for those of you guys interested in these cards, in these decks, and for those of you guys interested in charging these decks for future readings, you can go ahead and visit me there. And I will put the timestamps down below, and we'll get into the 4 options. So for today's reading, we have option number 1 with the Lucid Minds Tarot. Option number 2, we have the Tarot Obscuro. Option number 3, we have Dancing in the Dark Tarot. I had to cover this up. Well, I didn't have to, but I chose to, so that I don't get demonetized for whatever reason here. We have the Dream Visions Tarot for option number 4. All right, so take your time. We could definitely tap into your own energy, which is very common here. If you don't want to hear about yourself, then go check out another pile, okay? Yeah, I attempted to do this reading yesterday. It was almost 2 hours long, and then it didn't record. So clearly no one was needing to hear it. Let's see what pulls through for today's reading. I'll see you guys at your pick. Hello, pile number 1. You guys picked the Lucid Minds Tarot. And we're going to be taking a look at the person on your mind, what they're feeling and thinking about you at this time, the time that you're watching this reading. Okay, so this is a timeless reading, and this is a current look at feelings and thoughts. If this comes flipped, it's going to sound a lot like your own feelings and thoughts. Then you can go check out another pile. It could be mirrored, meaning you and your person are mirroring each other. So it definitely could be for both of you guys. Okay, it's up to you to apply the energy to how you see fit. Okay, but my intention is to tap into the person you came here about. So clear and concise message for the greatest and highest good of pile 1. Spirit, please protect me and the viewer and their connection, the person they came here about, for the greatest and highest good of this connection. What is pile 1's person on their mind feeling and thinking at this time towards pile 1, about this connection? How is pile 1's person feeling and thinking at this time about this connection, about the pile 1 specifically? All right, and we'll pull some oracle cards, and then I will begin to channel this energy for you. Pile 1's person on their mind, feelings, thoughts. What is it that pile 1 needs to know about how this person is feeling and thinking? We got trigger, and it is in reverse, but we'll see how it's coming through, whether someone's coming out of a trigger or coping with triggers or is in heavy trigger mode. Growth. Wow. Again, it was coming in reverse. Someone could definitely be working on their triggers here. Okay, good. And then we have mind. Yes, and mind creates all sorts of triggers. And look at this, the little Russian dolls, which I used as an analogy not too long ago. It's not, but it's giving me the little Russian doll. You pull one out and there's another inside and another inside and another inside. The mind. All right. Chariot, Cancer energy, and then the Nine of Wands in the reverse. Okay. The Nine of Wands could be defensive energy, which is created by some form of a trigger, but see how it's in the reverse? Dropping our defense. Okay, so we have the Page of Cups. Beautiful. Two Pentacles in the reverse. Three of Cups. Justice. Wow. Libra energy. Temperance in the reverse. Sagittarius energy. The King of Cups, Cancer, Scorpio, Pisces, clarified by the Hierophant, Taurus energy. And we have the Five of Wands. This could be this triggered energy here, okay? Because this could be internal conflict of the mind, could be bickering, could be jealousy, competition, okay? Like two different sort of mindsets potentially at odds with each other. But let me dive into this and then channel what it is that Spirit wants you to know. I'm going to take a look at the one under that. The Knight of Swords. This could be this mind here. Gemini, Libra, Aquarius. Okay. It might take me a bit to get it all here, okay? So give me a second. Okay. Here they come. Here they come. Here they come. If you're with somebody here who has been very challenging, it's like what they're seeing is something about themselves, about how this person might have been very not in a position to show up for you however they think was right. They might have not done right by this connection, right by you. I feel like this person feels like they owe you an apology. Here they come, here they come, here they come. This person has learned a lesson, a karmic lesson, if this was a karmic sort of experience that they were needing to have. Something happened between you and them that took however long it took for them to really reflect and sit upon their own action. It's easy to point at other and why this and that and all of that stuff, but there seems to be an accountability here. There's real growth in this person. And I feel like the growth here is in doing something they don't normally maybe are capable of doing in the past, which could be just apologizing, could be seeing their own involvement. I feel like this is big for this person because I feel like there was something that triggered this person. There's so much coming through. My gosh, I don't even know how to begin. The trigger, I feel, is also showing as like a sudden shift in how it is they normally maybe carry energy, defensive energy or engagement energy that doesn't always result in smooth sailing. Defensiveness, guardedness, maybe they get triggered easily, okay? I feel like there are some of you guys, you could have got into an argument in the past with this trigger. For others of you guys, I'm getting chronic. So like chronic way, which is this trigger energy that I carry a defensiveness or a way about me that gets in the way of connection. And it's my own beliefs about maybe myself or what connection means or like how I engage, like whatever pattern I had in my mind, beliefs that were destructive to a healthy dynamic. Now, it could be non-chronic where there was an argument or a sudden thing that happened between you and I because I believed something and said something. And then I had to like work my way through this and really get clear thought and see the truth. And what is this truth? That I have involvement, that I might have been defensive too, that I could have been somebody who could have, would have, should have, coulda, woulda, shoulda. I didn't and I wasn't, or I did this or I did that. So there might be a heaviness here of a realization that I was not healed or I was creating some form of a conflict. I could see this it took me a while to get there and to see this. So there's also an energy, like I said, there's just so much, and I hope I can unpack it all. There's an energy of potentially a repeated thing that this person does, and it could be a sabotage way or a repeating thought loop. It could sound as simple as, I'm not worthy of connection. Okay, that could be one. It doesn't mean that this person is only in that energy. This is just giving an example. One repetitive thing. It could be to the polar opposite. I'm too good for people. Okay, it doesn't matter the thing, but the repetitive thought pattern that isn't conducive to growth, healing, and balance and connection, because it gets in the way. And so it's a form of sabotage through a pattern of belief, a pattern of mind speak, that I really had to see through. And so this could have been multiple times I've done this in this connection. This could be just multiple ways that I am in my world. It could be that I've had to encounter this lesson so many times in order for me to actually see the truth. Because this triggering has really sort of was the catalyst here for me to gain better insight on myself. I want to make things right. And so here I come, because I've integrated some sort of shadow, because when the belief, the distortion, comes out of the shadow, meaning the subconscious, it's now conscious. I now see what I said or did because this trigger is now visible. It's no longer in the shadow. That means I'm transmuting this energy. I'm working with this shadow to move forward, to heal from it, to gain balance, to heal this thing that was creating a lack of balance. It was putting me in a position to think that I couldn't maintain a balance here or give my own part of this duo. So I was removed, I wasn't invested, or I didn't carry my weight. I didn't do right by you. And now I want to apologize, or I want a reconciliation. Okay, there's something here about 3. So I was getting like a pattern that's repeated, but 3 cups could be third party. So for some of you guys, it could be that you're in a third party, but this isn't the thrust of the message. This could also be confirmation that this person is somebody who keeps things in the 3-cup zone. You know, it's like, I know that I had my wall up so much that I couldn't get 2 cups with you. I didn't do right by you. I wasn't allowing my innocence open to be vulnerable here, like this Page of Cups. So I was sort of guarded. Maybe I was like doing something that I needed to grow beyond to make myself available because I kept you in friend zone, or I kept things superficial, or I just was too fearful to open that door, exposing this sort of energy of mine that's in the vulnerability or the emotions or the expression or the cups. Okay, but I feel like this person isn't just sitting with a Page of Cups for you. This is representing this desire for reconciliation or an apology or please forgive me, whether they say those words or not. It's like, I want to make things right again. It could be just an action here because I was not in a position to do in the practical world an investment in you. I might have had a choice between you and another here with the 3 cups. Okay, you and my friends, you and this other person, you and this fear of mine that was in my head, and it was you versus the fear, you versus my inability to get close, you and me keeping things superficial, you and whatever this third energy is, and I wasn't carrying my weight here. It was unbalanced, and I was unhealed in some way here, and it wasn't creating a cohesion and a harmony with you and I, however I was doing it. And so this created a lot of conflict here. And I feel like this person, like I said, doesn't carry a Page of Cups. I feel this person carries the King of Cups energy for you. This is the deepest way possible we could possibly feel for another, okay? This is deep love, emotional depths of love. But King of Cups isn't always equipped to know how to communicate his expression of love, how to take action on his depth of love. And I feel like there's something here about like learning the lesson or seeing the thing or growing through this experience of triggering or whatever happened between you and them, that I do feel there's a surrender in this process, which feels good because it's like I'm no longer guarded. There's something also about commitment here with the Hierophant, you know, like committing to the truth of my feelings or the higher path of commitment to honoring how I feel It doesn't necessarily mean this person is coming forward saying, let's get married, or let's commit, or let's make it official. It could be, okay, but I'm getting more the energy of honoring the lesson of truth with my feelings, because this could have been somebody who was avoidant, just defensive, too fearful to explore that, and keeping you at bay, keeping you in friend zone, keeping things. The cat is stuck. Lucy, what are you doing? Okay, my cat was stuck to the curtain. He was pulling the curtain with him. Okay, sorry about that. So, yeah, it could be that it now opens the door to a future sort of commitment in the connection, but it's like, how can we move to whatever the next step is if we can't even honor the truth of how we feel? So I feel like this is somebody who was not honoring this, or didn't see the lesson of themselves, the growth through some experience that allows them to see beyond what they were thinking in the past. And I feel like it is something painful, because I'm seeing this cross here, which I do feel is through pain of the past or through a painful experience. And it could just be a painful period of like inner turmoil, or a painful experience between you and I, where we were like not agreeing, and it created conflict, or it creates tension between us, or space between us. Okay, or an internal battle between my truth, which is this white, authentic truth of how I feel, my feelings, because they're pure and they're coming from the truest place. And then it's battling this abandonment wound with this root chakra, this like version of me that's coming from the devil energy, the thought pattern, the habitual way, the way that I've always been, the way that I express, the way that I'm defensive, the way I can't be harmonious. And it's like battling each other here for who knows how long. And it could have stayed here, and this is very tiring. So there's a growth in seeing something different here and understanding something different here. And I think wanting to express something different here, or take action on something different here, and bring about balance, where I was being untruthful, where I was being foggy, where things weren't very clear, and where I was creating the pain in which we experienced. I was either the creator of the pain, or both of us experienced pain in this process of distorted truth, or a lack of spoken truth, or a lack of clarity in honoring the authenticity, which is the deep feels, the lesson here. And so here I come. Here I come with the apology. Here I come with a desire for reconciliation. Here I come in the energy of knowing now better than I did in the past. Now this is energy. Okay, so it just feels like this is their energy coming, but I don't know necessarily like what the doing is here. Like, I don't know that they're necessarily like they want the reconciliation. This is communication with the page, and it is, like I said, apology here. But it could just be, when I do it energetically, it's like, I'm sorry, because I see it different, but I'm like just putting it out into the universe. But I don't know necessarily like how this is going to manifest here, but this energy is definitely changed, and I do see a desire for a reconciliation. But I don't know how this is going to manifest. So let's just see. What's this person feeling and thinking, and is there anything they will do to further this along? The Death card in the reverse. Okay, I'm going to put it back, but Death card in the reverse is like whatever needed to be transformed and released has to be put behind us. And when it's in the reverse, it's like we're having a difficult time sort of releasing the past, or we're amidst this transformation, amidst this release. And so this could be the thing, is like this person's amidst the growth, amidst releasing this deep integrated pattern, especially the Death is symbolizing a major arcana here, It's like a way of life, a way of being, a way of engagement. So that's been maybe really controlling my mind. It felt very devilly with that red as well. So I do feel they're in the process of this whole thing. But let's see. Spirits, what does pile 1 need to know about the person on their mind? Feelings and thoughts? And if they will take any action here. I close out this reading with what pile 1 let's do another round of these. All right, so pile 1, person on their mind. Close up this reading with what pile 1 needs to know about this person's feelings and thoughts about them at this time. Clear and concise message for the greatest and highest good. Will there be any action? What does pile 1 need to know? Please help me to channel in a way that pile 1 will understand what is being communicated. Thank you so much, Spirit, for this message. I just heard here they come, there they come, there they come. So I do feel this energy coming towards you. Clear and concise message, or at least that's the intention. Magic. Create. This is giving me heavy magician energy. I'm getting Pisces, Virgo, Gemini energy. The 3s are coming out again. 3s are all about growth, which we had. Relationships, which was the 3 cups. Initial success. Creativity, which is this creates. And 3s are all about communication, which is that King of Swords and that page. And self-expression. And 3s are about fun, which is also 3 cups. Okay, the wound. Triggered wound. Magician here. Okay. Wow. I see. Okay. Thank you, Spirit. Judgment. Wow. 7 swords. Yes. Blowing the horn or the trumpet, meaning we're seeing revelations about the inauthenticity of the mask. The lie. The sword that I said, the distortion of truth. 6 pentacles. So remember the 2 pentacle in reverse. I wasn't able to be in a position to invest, to give, to make things balanced here. 6 of pentacles, giving and receiving, showing up on the other end. 6 swords, moving out of difficulty. 6s are all about problem solving, compassion, harmony, but 6 is lover's devil, because it's the same energy, like one coin, 2 sides here, okay, with the 6s. So it's either we're in the devil, which is the fear and the mind pattern, the attachments to unhealthy ways of engagement or thought, or the lover's conscious choice, being consciously aware of what we're choosing to do and choosing love. Okay, but 66 is a master number. Service is a source of joy in which one pours from an overflowing cup, not martyrdom. So King of Cups, Page of Cups is a cup energy. Okay, lovers. With the red here, I'm feeling devil as well. So Gemini energy. 6 of Wands, 666. You guys might be seeing a lot of 6s. Okay, that's that service is a source of joy. So 6 is about harmony, community, love, healing, service. Look at her laurel wreath around her head. 6 of Wands is all about visibility, success. Chariot was also about success. Could be about our image, how we're seen. Okay. A 9 of Pentacles in the reverse, and then the 8 of Swords. Yeah. Thank you, Spirit. Queen of Cups. Beautiful. So now we see the Queen, the King of Cups. Okay. Cancer, Scorpio, Pisces. Just give me a moment here. Okay, pile number 1. I feel like there is a blend here. If you resonate with that first round, which I'm sure you do if you're still here, but it was giving off a very strong energy of like energy mostly. And here they come with this trumpet blowing. If you feel like this person is more energetically sort of working through a wound, it could just be energetically. It's being worked through. I don't know how else to describe it other than it's opening a path here. Okay, through this ability to transmute an old wound or a wound that gets in this person's way. They see this, and it was a wound of inauthenticity, a wound of distortion, a wound of maybe self-sabotage, a wound that wasn't for the highest good of the truth. And the truth was really how their feelings and being vulnerable and being able to drop this mask. Sometimes we wear masks because we're really concerned with having success, winning the argument, or being seen in a confident light, or being valued by other, or appreciated by other, or what will another think of me, or will I confidently look confident, or will I be weak, or whatever the mask story goes. It was really attached to this understanding I might have had that wasn't maybe necessarily in the highest truth, but it was upkeeping this wound of how I wanted to be, how I wanted to appear, and my confidence was attached to it. My identity could have even been attached to this thing. Okay, because Six Wands talks about ego, and ego is the attachment to the identity, or the attachment to a thought. When we identify with the thought so much that it makes us who we think we are. That's Seven Sword energy. There's a reckoning, okay? There's an awakening and a seeing beyond this thing. And I feel like you and your person are both visible in the spread. So I don't know if you're mirroring each other. Maybe you've worked through some wounds as well. And this is why I said it feels energetic. So maybe as you're energetically clearing out wounds, or something like this is visible, something about inauthenticity here. It's like we're acting from the heart space. The deep love is guiding us. The way I feel about my person, the way they feel about me. There seems to be feelings being truly connected to from a place of calling out the illusion or the lie that was the conflict, that was the distortion, that was getting in the way of me seeing clear path. And in order for me to align with this and be able to manifest choice, I have to move out of the wound-like thinking. I have to move forward from anything that was distorted or keeping me in repetitive thought pattern. And so this acknowledgement is shedding the light on that trauma or that wound that created the belief that I was not in a position to consciously choose or invest in where my heart was calling me and where to go. Okay, and so I feel like there is this working through the Eighth Sword, which is that mind card that we saw with the Russian dolls. Like I said, it's like working and navigating through these mind stories so I could see my way. See how his eyes are missing? I have to see my way through this to gain this healthy tree, stability, security, the health of this connection. Okay, but while I'm navigating through here, it's like I'm not in a position that can stand Nine Pentacles, make myself confidently available. There's a tree again, by the way. Make myself confidently available to engage in something here. If I don't step forward, if I don't invest, it's like I continue to sort of walk this maze, making myself unavailable, lacking the confidence here to succeed or to just do the thing so that we could create the stability here. And so I feel like this person is working through this because they can see now. I have to move forward. I have to come towards you to make myself available to work through this mind story that's been keeping me hostage, that's been keeping me in Seventh Sword. And as I move this transition, because this archway is all about transition, on the other side of this thing is stability, is the health, is me being available here in my Nine Pentacle, is me freeing this Eight Swords from the equation here that's been the challenge, that's been keeping me stuck. So this person sees you as a sort of as their I don't know if it's a North Star or where they're rowing towards. So this is why here they come. They're going in your direction. They're choosing the direction of this connection. They want to make themselves available to give and invest in this connection and be the other side of this equation. They understand the power of manifestation. This person doesn't necessarily see exactly how to create the tree, because I feel like in order to create the tree, they need to sort of be Nine Pentacle. And they're not seeing fully what tool they need in order to be Nine Pentacle because they're working their way through their Eight Swords. But at least there's an acknowledgement that I am Eight Swords. There is an acknowledgement that I was in wound and that I was in shadow, or that I've been triggered into seeing something about my Seventh Sword that's falling away here. That I might have been really trying to upkeep with the Nine Wands in your previous rounds. I was defensive, I was upkeeping it, I was guarded. And so It's like I need to row towards making this right again. My love and my person here is like calling to step up to truth. And so I feel like this is where this person is moving. So for all of you guys, I don't know at what point this person is going to knock on your door per se, but I feel they're coming towards you. I feel like there is a genuine desire to be on the other side of this thing. I feel like this person wants to have success with you. I feel like this person has to work through this understanding they might have between their confidence and what that means when it comes to showing up for you, and what's ego and what's fear. Because I think it's bleeding together in a way here that's like dictating their shots, you know? And this is the 8 swords. Because I might always sort of fall back into old thought pattern that makes me unavailable to you. And I listen to the fear or the ego or the identity or the need to appear in a certain way or something like this, or need to win. It's like a strong ego that comes through. But it's like here, I want to choose to get out of conflict. I want to choose to be available. I want to choose to manifest something different here. And I want to make things right where things have been sabotaged. Yeah, this person's been acting out of wound for sure. Okay, so we have the 8 of Wands and the Knight of Pentacles. This 8 of Wands is in reverse. And look at this pigeon. I think it's a pigeon. I think some of you guys are in like limited to no contact with this person, or this connection has been very stagnant and stuck. There hasn't been a moving forward because this person's been too defensive. That's what they're realizing. I've been too defensive. I've been guarding my own peace here in some way because for all reasons, whatever, the wounding, the trauma, very guarded, very defensive. And pigeons know their way back home. The homing pigeon can find its way back. Even if like you cover it up and take it to some unknown place, it always finds its way back. I think this person is coming back home, back to you, back to what feels right to this person. But I feel it's more of a transition or a process. That's why we saw the death in reverse. We see this archway, and it's still from this point of view, but it's in the reverse. So it's like going through this transition. This is a maze navigating through. This person has no eyes, but the Lovers is in the upright. So there is something about being able to choose. If some of you guys were in a third party here, it's like choosing that in which my heart calls. Okay, but the red, like I said, is giving me devil. I don't know. There seems to be a loose end here, and I'm not sure I could put my finger on what this is. Spirit, can we close out this reading? What does the pile 1 need to know about this? Is this person like, whoa, just, yeah. Spirit, what does pile 1 need to know? I don't even know how to answer, how to put this question into motion here. So let's leave it open. Pile 1 has questions. Can we answer pile 1's questions about this person? Clear and concise message regarding pile 1's person's feelings and thoughts. Close up this reading. Answer their questions. Tie this loose ends. What is it that we're missing here? Pile 1's person, their feelings and their thoughts. 9 of Wands. So this is not giving up, but again, this is this energy of where we were protecting our space. But look at how much sand is here. So it's like I wasn't acknowledging my cups. There's no water there. It's in the desert. 8 of Cups, walking away from that defensive position. 8 of Cups, it could be a very spiritual card as well. I'm getting a lot of spirituality from this pile with the High Priestess magic energy. And then I'm seeing the, that's, I think it's called, it's a parable, or I don't know, where it's like the footprints, you know, where we're carried by Jesus here, where we're like struggling. And it's like, why in a point of struggle do I only see one pair of footprints here? And it's like, because I carried you through this thing. And it's also a higher calling with the 8 of Cups. It's like going from a lower state vibration, dissatisfaction, emotional disappointments, to a higher calling, a higher vibration. So this person's being called, and the steps are up, is like ascension. This person's being called. Look at this footprints. Oh my goodness, I just got that now. To rise up in frequency from a defensive, guarded place. I don't feel this person has given up on this connection by any means. I feel this person wants to fight for this connection, but I feel it's like they need to raise their vibration. They need to leave the defensive energy behind. I feel this person has been emotionally dissatisfied where they have been. If this is a third party, if this isn't just upkeeping their defense, shutting you out, maintaining their six wand energy, they're moving away from this for the higher good. And their motivator is their cup. King of Cups, you're the Queen of Cups, or vice versa. It's like, I want to move towards what's greater, what feels better. So he's walking towards the water from this dry energy, defensive, guarded, exhausting, wounded. Okay, wounded warrior, 9 wands. I've been hurt. This is why I've been here. But this hurts. Shutting people out or keeping myself blocked. Okay, 4 swords, healing. So this is sort of, like I said, it's like a process, because there's no, like, yes, this is walking towards, but this is like healing. So I don't know that I'm feeling like a 3D movement towards you, but when I say here they come, it's like their energy is up to your level. It's like moving towards your level, I should say. It's ascending closer to you, an energetic upgrade through this healing process. But in the 3D, I feel this person's healing, reflecting, seeing greater truth, understanding that this doesn't work for them no more. Okay, there's that Justice card again, side story. I feel another side story. We have the Hermit, Virgo energy, 2 Pentacle, 6 of Cups in the reverse, and then the 2 of Wands in the reverse. I'm going to lay the spread out and then I'll channel. Why is this 8 of Cups here? Oh my goodness. So we have the Ace of Swords. Sorry guys, this is going to be needed. I'm feeling here. Ace of Swords, the 9 of Swords in the reverse, Death in the reverse again, the 8 of Swords in the reverse, and then we have the King of Swords in the reverse again. Yeah, this is an easy message here, although it's a lot of cards, but it's really this truth that's now seen. Okay, this truth that's now seen, but I'm going to put that there. These 2 cards, I might as well reveal it. The Queen of Swords, the Queen of Wands. Why is this 8 Cups there? The Queen of Cups, almost every queen is out here. Queen of Cups in the reverse. And why is this 4 Swords there? Close out this reading. Wow. Spirit's like, I'll show you what you're missing. 6 of Wands in reverse. Okay, that's good. The Tower in the reverse. And then the bottom of the deck, we have the High Priestess. That's this magic energy, Pisces. And then the Chariot again, Cancer energy. Okay, I feel like I want to see the one under that. 5 of Wands again. Okay, just bear with me because lots of energies sort of pulled through here. Okay, it looks like a lot of cards, but the message is really just very pointed and clear here. I already channeled the bulk of it, okay? Your person is coming to the realization of truth because of however things have transpired in your connection. Whether you're talking, not talking, there's an argument, not an argument, whatever has happened is all individual for your story. But the messaging is that this person does carry a wound. And I do feel like this wound is one of the defensive energy that's been getting in the way of this connection. This person is coming to a higher level of vibration here through a healing process. They're reflecting on this thing. And so if they seem more quiet, if there's been a period of no contact or separation, or they're just sort of calmly sort of working through this, I don't know how it's showing up, but it is manifesting as maybe this connection just being really stuck. You know, it hasn't progressed or moved. I feel a karmic unfoldings of sorts. Your love seems to be something here that this person is trying to align up to. You're coming through as a beautiful queen in all sort of aspects here, okay? Queen of Cups, Queen of Wands, Queen of Swords. The only queen that we're missing here is the Queen of Pentacles. And I feel like the Queen of Pentacles is a very independent sort of energy. Same with this Queen of Wands. Okay, but why I feel it's coming out this way is because in the 3D, I don't know if you, because I said there seemed to be a mirroring, if you're healing some sort of wound or there's some sort of level up in your energy, connecting to a Queen of Pentacles, meaning in the 3D, there's a grounding, there's a practicality, there's an ability to sort of go it alone, make your world, depend on yourself, and create this beautiful energy about you. It's not from anger. It's not from resentments. It's not from attachment. It's not from wound. It feels very beautiful. Okay, so she's not here because what is here is being experienced by your person. A passion pull, so sexually attracted to you. Okay, now again, Queen of Wands could represent the other woman. So some of you guys are in a third party. Okay, but if you're not, it's the third energy of the wound. Okay, so is you against the wound, or you against their friends, or you against this thing, their defensive energy or mind speak. Okay, and so you know the truth. You've been holding a vibration of truth and clarity here. And what's at risk here is your love and your ability to be here. Emotional, soft place for this person. A Queen of Cups feels very good. You know, especially if we've been in a deserty energy, disconnected from emotion, or like wanting to feel a genuine, safe, beautiful, emotional love. It's like we have to go from the disappointment of the 8 cups and walk towards getting the cup, the 9 cups. What makes me happy? What makes me happy is your love. What makes me happy is connecting to this beautiful Queen of Cups. Queen of Cups isn't there. And if she is there, it's like it's at risk here. It's limited here. And it's limited here. And it's almost this energy of like, I can see now what it is that does mean something to me, because it's very clear her energy is either in a Queen of Pentacles somewhere else, living her best life, doing her own thing, very independent. And now this beautiful Queen of Cups, this desire I have, this truth that I see, is something here that's requiring me to act. And what's it requiring me to do? It's requiring me to deal with the thing here that we saw, which was the 6 of Wands. So my idea of success, my image, my identity, my confidence, an ego death here, dealing with whatever it was that created this narrative that I had. Okay, and I feel like this Tower is this person going through it could be like a surrender of this egoic identity or understanding, or something about not wanting to experience like a devastating tower in their world when it comes to this connection and being proactive. Like there's something here that this person wants to do, that they're being called to do with the High Priestess. And this is this movement of success and this integration of shadow. And they're driven from this place. Like I said, this conflict with you, internal conflict, this wound, the true self, the emotions, whatever's true to them. And it's like, integrate this. You're being called to move. And I feel like this person's in an energy here that's been like incapable of stepping into that role for you, however long it's taken this person, because I feel like this person was really needing to work through this understanding or integrate this shadowy thing. And the only way to do this is to know oneself, to take time to reflect, to really connect to that. Again, this red wound is showing up. Like I said, the root chakra is, for me, the abandonment wound here, or the devilly thing that needs to be sat with and seen, because it was getting in the way of me. Again, like I said, this practical investment. The 6 pentacle and the 2 pentacle for me is like, if I'm 2 pentacle, it feels like I can't maintain that energy. It's like I fall short. I'm trying to succeed, but I don't know that I have it in me. So sometimes I'm up and then down, and it's like I'm not consistent. I can't prioritize this in a way that's solid. So I lack the confidence or the know-how, but it's like a replay in my mind. You're a replay in this person's mind here with the 6 cups in reverse. What you mean to me has to be acknowledged and seen. I can't just pretend it doesn't exist. It haunts me here with this 6 of cups, okay? But it is really tied to this person's wounds of childhood, I feel, with 6 cups as well. That pattern, that wound, that way that I'm defensive, and you represent this need to deal with this thing. Otherwise, there is no choice. There is no other wand here. I have to put this behind me. I have to close this wound. I have to deal with this thing. Otherwise, you're just sort of Queen of Pentacle gone, out of this whole story here. And then there goes the love that you've given me. There goes the opportunity for dancing with the Queen of Cups. And so this person feels like they have to close out this wound or whatever through this process of now understanding this whole thing, because the truth is coming in. This person was feeling very anxious. Okay. And they are working through, I still feel, releasing what needs to go away. And it's a massive transformation for this person, because all they're used to doing is being in this 9 wand energy. It's like karmically, the universe is saying, we got to close up this childhood wound of this defensiveness that doesn't allow love in. That's what you're karmically being called to see. In order to restore some sort of balance here, you must let go. You must allow this transformation to happen and release yourself from this 8-sword energy, which is that mind, the Russian dolls, because the mind story keeps telling me an untruth in the past that was keeping me nine wands. It was untrue. I was stuck in my mind, my thoughts of myself, what I thought success looked like, or how I wanted to be seen, or the identity that I held, or the ego that I had of what to be confident would look like, or that it meant more to me to be appreciated in a way here that stroke some sort of wound or some sort of egoic belief or something like this. But it's like, I have to move beyond this. I have to do what's true. And I feel like this person is seeing behind this sort of thought process that kept them guarded, defensive, wounded, triggered, removed from you. And they're coming towards you through this ascension process, okay? But I feel it's a transition. I feel like it's slowly happening. I feel this person's healing. I feel like they're letting go of a lot of childhood wounds here that kept them sort of feeling like they couldn't. This really feels like someone who's lacking stability, like to be consistent, to show up here in a way that they had in their mind what it was that they're knowing would be like consistent here to make things right and a balanced connection. And I feel this person says, I have to be in an energy to give, like to match your energy vibration. I have to leave where I am, because where I am is too guarded. Where I am is too defensive. It's been shutting this out. It's been not aligned with your energy. And so I'm called here to move forward and to work through these conflicting thoughts and let go of this understanding that's kept me trapped. And what's really pulling to me is your energy. You being at risk, me being without your love, the passion I feel for you, your truth, your clarity, your guidance, whatever you said to them, your communications with them, whatever conversation you have had, wanting peace with you. I feel this person wants peace with you, okay? And they're finding peace to heal this wound. Yeah. So I just heard December. I don't know what that means. If this is more unfoldings in December, if December is an anniversary, a birthday, sometimes that comes through here as a date, something in December. Okay. Yeah. All right. Well, this is your reading. Did I say the signs? Scorpio, Gemini, Libra, Aquarius, Aries, Leo, Sag, more Gemini, Libra, Aquarius, Cancer, Scorpio, Pisces, and Pisces, Cancer, and Virgo. Almost every single sign here we have. And then I was seeing the red, which was the abandonment, but I was getting devil energy, so Capricorn as well. So almost every sign is here, okay? Beautiful angel, this is your reading. I hope this helped you. I'll see you at the next one. All right, bye-bye. Pile number 2, the Tarot Obscuro. And we're looking at the person on your mind, their feelings and thoughts currently about you. If this sounds more like your energy, then the energy is flipped. You can listen or you can go check out another pile. Your person could be in another pile here, okay? So we're looking at pile number 2, person on their mind, their feelings and their thoughts at the time of this reading, or like when you're watching this reading, I should say. It is timeless. Okay, whenever you come across this video and it resonates, then the message is for you. How is pile 2's person feeling and thinking about pile 2 specifically in this connection? Clear and concise message for the greatest and highest good of this connection of pile 2 and pile 2's person. Please protect me and the viewer. and this connection and their person for the greatest and highest good. So we have 9 wands in the reverse. That was the theme for pile 1. Interesting. Okay, clear and concise message for pile 2. How is pile 2's person feeling and thinking at this time for the greatest and highest good of this connection? Thank you so much, pile number 2. I'd like to thank your higher self, spirit team, spirit guides, angels, ancestors, and of course your person's higher self as well, and spirit for this active divination. Thank you so much. How is pile 2's person feeling and thinking about this connection and pile 2 at this time? Cards. Any more? Two more. Okay. We have work, 8 pentacle energy, transform, death energy, Scorpio energy, open, Aquarius energy, and soul. Feels like hermit energy there, but more like 4 sword. It meets high priestess energy. Open, soul, work, transform. Okay. And we have the 3 of wands. I'll hold the cards up so you guys can see. Cute. And then we have the Queen of Wands in the reverse. Aries, Leo, Sagittarius. Hold that up too. It's in the reverse. Okay. 9 of Wands is clarified by the Fool in reverse. Aquarius energy, which you're feeling here. Page of Wands in the reverse. King of Wands in the reverse. Aries, Leo, Sag. We have the King and Queen of Wands now. And we have the World. And that is clarified by the 6 Wands in the reverse. That also came out for pile 1. Okay. Give me a moment to really see what's here because I don't know what the heck is talking about. 3 Wands, Queen Wands, and then Justice in the reverse, Libra energy. Okay. Okay, pile number 2, it could be piggybacking on pile 1 for sure, but if you're just here about this pile here, I'm going to read it individually and independently because it does sort of have a similar energy, which could just be collective energy. There seems to be a lot of healing happening collectively. You know, this world is really talking about, I feel, a closing of a chapter of an unhealthy way that we might engage, you know, or just the way of being that transforms and we successfully put it behind us. Okay, although we have the world being in the end over here, justice here in the reverse. I feel like, however, this person has been experiencing connection, has been maybe through the pain body of the ego. Okay, and why I say this, because the King and the Queen of Wands they're the egocentric sort of signs here, but even the 6 Wands in the reverse is like shedding through the ego or seeing beyond the superficialness, you know, like if it's really like driven by desire and desire only, or like egoic needs to win and what success looks like, or what another is going to, whether they're going to see me as successful, or the confidence here, or the way that I engage in connection here, I feel like there's a true closing of something out. And this is through the consistent effort. I feel it could be shadow work. It could be just the universe has put in front of me opportunity after opportunity that has allowed me the allowed me the opportunity to shift and transform and surrender, because the 9 Wands here, I'm really feeling a surrendering to that in which I used to do and transforming through my exposure, my experience, because I do feel this person's been defensive or guarded or protecting themselves. And this is giving me heavy shadow work. It's like really getting to the core here of who I am and what I want and seeing differently here. But this could only be revealed to me, what I want and how to get there, and this healing and this truth that's coming from within my soul that allows me to transform or transmute this energy. But I have to do this before I can sort of allow myself to have the new, because the new is going to allow me to move forward with the 3 Wands. Where is forward? I don't know. I'm going to do another round, because this could be your energy for sure. But if this is your person, then it's like, this is a lot of energy. And it's a transition, because they're transforming from the old, defensive, maybe wounded, maybe where they were like feeling stuck or like they couldn't take a risk in growth, expansion, soul expansion, or like exploring further what they want or where they want to move, or like seeing their wish, which again could definitely be this connection. It's like aligning with the future that is for me, but being open to what I need to sort of do, even if it puts me in an uncomfortable territory, because this is very like exploratory, not knowing what's going to happen, being able to explore, being curious enough and going after it. But it feels like your person might be transforming the, I can't go after it, I'm sort of stuck here, for whatever the reason is, but I need to work through this. I need to find a way to connect to my truth. I need to be consistent in this transmutation of whatever. Like there could be fear in trusting the universe. There can be beliefs that I have that tell me I have to stay here. There could be a lack of trusting in the divine, to just be curious enough to follow my North Star, or align myself with the first step of what I need to do. Or I could just be very guarded of my own energy, so much so that it was creating stagnation or this egoic identity, because this could definitely be 2 of the same person, masculine, feminine, and in the wand suit. And like putting this behind me, this understanding that maybe it was driven from a different place from within me, because this feels very different than this soul energy. This feels still, this feels connected to our spirituality and our truth. It's like, it feels very non-egoic, whereas this feels more earthly, like driven by our identity, making things happen in our world because we have the confidence to sort of pursue and do and experience that in which I want others to see me as and who I believe that I am. But all of this stuff I feel is slowly falling away here. And I feel is like a karmic experience in order to restore balance. And it could be balance between the fire side of me, or me just living in ego, and then this other version of me that's truly like my core, that's connected to spirits, that's more on this spiritual transformation, hermit, high priestess, whatever this is, So it could be you, but I feel there's like a breaking away and a movement and a growth and like a next chapter to be had after this. So transition is happening, a growth is happening, a closing of a major cycle is happening, a surrender is happening for this person. Okay, so if you're dealing with this person, I think they're having like a ego death, or a seeing of truth of their position and really their power comes from a different place within them, rather than from this like fiery energy of the King of Wands or Queen of Wands. So I want to see, how does this tie to this connection? Let's see, Spirit, what's after this 3 Wands? Can we dive into this energy a little bit more for pile number 2, the person on their mind? I'm going to put this away and then pull new cards. Pile 2, person on their mind. Can we dive into this energy a little bit more? Can we get more clarity here regarding their feelings and thoughts. What's on the other side of this 3 wands? Pile number 2's person. So 5 pentacles. Feeling like we're in a position where we can't. I feel this is where this person has been sitting. Feeling out in the cold here. 5 wands in the reverse. So getting out of this inner conflict, this feeling left out in the cold. 5s are all about change. I need change. In order to do change, I got to welcome this Fool energy. But they could have just given up and like fighting for their future at one point in time and doing something about it. The hands can talk about taking action or doing something, but I feel it's from the energy of, like I said, like, and not from the fire, but more spiritual, if that makes any sense. Yeah, because it's like, I'm the doer, I'm the King of Wands, I'm the Queen of Wands, I'm going to like force my will, my way and do something here, but it's like surrender. But it's like I feel like I can't, or I'm out in the cold, or like I've been put out here, or I don't, like in this 3D, I don't have the thing I need. So now I have no choice but to surrender here to spirit. Okay, 6 of Wands in the reverse. There's the ego death again, and this like shedding of this storyline of what success would look like, or this identity of like, of me and how I'd go about getting it. Okay, but it could be through like really feeling not seen. This could definitely be your energy, you know? It's like I didn't succeed there, or how I was doing it didn't succeed, wasn't getting anywhere, I was at a loss, and I can't just keep doing that same thing. I don't feel like I'm being celebrated or seen or valued in a way that I feel I should. Interesting. Pile 1, all the cards. Was that to you guys? No, I don't know. It's blending in. All the cards. No, maybe this is the private reading. I don't know. But see how all these top cards are all seen, and these are all sort of reverse, or my goodness, face down. I'm getting subconscious energies coming through, like what we know and what's sort of hidden here in the subconscious. Let's see. Spirit, clear and concise message for pile 2. What is this all about? Can we get clarity here? Pile 2's person. How are they feeling and thinking? This person I'm channeling here, this energy. What do we need to know? 2 cards. I'm getting roots from all these veins in this hand. I might have had to uplift some sort of roots here. Okay. Joy, beautiful sun energy. Illuminate. This is the Hermit energy that keeps coming through. The Lantern. Flow. This is the spiritual energy, water rather than fire. This came through my other reading. Listen, stillness, listening rather than, again, King and Queen of Wands, doing, taking action. I'm the doer. This is like, whoa, get still, listen, go with the flow, do the water, reflect. This feels like enlightenment. This feels like seeing clearly from a different sort of understanding. Also, a lot of ego comes through with sun. So we might be seeing a lot of this ego, shedding light on this ego, this egoic thing that's been keeping us in lack, keeping us feeling without, separate. Yeah, disappointed. 2 pentacles. Page of Wands in the reverse. The key. This is special in this deck. There's a heart, that's a lock, and then there's a key. The key is all about answers, solutions. Okay, like being given the information we need in order to move. We saw 3 wands. So we need to see or sit with some sort of truth, clarity in something by listening, so that we can take this key and open the door. Okay, so 6 swords, move out of difficulty. 9 swords. This definitely could be a dark night of the soul here, okay? And then we have the King of Swords, Gemini, Libra, Aquarius. Okay, give me a moment here to really channel what this is. Okay, pile number 2, I feel this is your energy, unless, of course, you're already feeling like you're pretty much at peace and you're just sort of waiting for your person to go through some sort of spiritual shifts. But I feel like this is somebody in this connection, which I feel is you, because I feel like this person is saying like it didn't work. This understanding of how I've seen myself, or this connection, is reflecting back to me disappointment. It's like a lack and separation. And I feel like it's like I have no other choice here but to work beyond seeing the illusion of the ego. Okay, this is really what it's giving me. There's a greater consciousness that comes as a result of this connection, because this is what I'm reading about. So we have to see beyond the mind story, the anxiety, the thoughts, and we can't be in the mind to sort of work our way out of the mind. We got to rise higher than the mind. The consciousness needs to go higher than think, okay, than thinking consciousness. Doesn't mean we're unconscious, completely out of it. It means we're rising above the thoughts, the anxiety. So we're moving out of that sort of energy, because it was creating a lot of conflict. If I stayed there, I'd be challenged. I'd feel alone. I'd feel disappointed. I'd feel not seen. I felt like I was losing there, losing out, or feeling again like left without, not seen, not appreciated, no success. It's all an egoic story, okay? So the truth is being shown to you. I say you because it's how it comes out. Reverse the energy. You don't like this reading, go somewhere else. So this truth that comes through, it has to be totally integrated in an understanding that's revealed by the universe. The universe is trying to tell you its secrets here with this. Listen, it comes from stillness. It doesn't come from mind. It doesn't come from anxious thoughts. It doesn't come from a doer. Queen of Wands, King of Wands. How I'm going to get this person or do something here in order to succeed, or fire off from the egoic desire of doership. I have to shed the ego. I have to see beyond this illusion of separation. I have to be still here. And this key is going to be given to me. The key is the freedom. What's the freedom? To explore what's on the other side here. But I feel like you, if this is your energy, of course, is going back and forth with the two pentacle between ego, separation, feeling lack and loss, and the other world, which is the truth is starting to reveal. It's being illuminated to you. Your inner authenticity with this hermit energy comes through. It cracks open. And it's saying, do you know the truth, my child, that your ego isn't the thing you're trying to please, that your value isn't riding on some connection here. And when you learn to surrender and flow, okay, so you're on the process of ascension. When you learn to flow, things are going to manifest for you. But right now, Spirit sees you might be flip-flopping, feeling up and down, back and forth. One moment maybe emotionally this way and the next the other. Okay, but the star is your destined experience. It's aligning you with your star. But I feel this star, whatever's destined for you, if you feel it's this connection, because some of you guys might be on a twin flame journey, or like some destined soul call here, or this was a catalyst to drive you into your purpose, whatever this was, it's like your destined path is this star. To get to the star, we could wobble. We could go through the process of ascension, which is spirally, and we fall back. We sort of go up and down, but we're slowly moving on this path, releasing egos, releasing thoughts. But we have to be still, and we have to be shown from spirit. And so you're on your path of your joy. Okay, it's working with your mind and rising above the mind and mind stories and anxious thoughts and this sort of a thing, moving beyond this. So we can, when we are using the mind, we have a change of perspective of how we use the mind, what we say to ourselves, how we see losing out, or how we see separation, because there is no separation, or how we see other. There's a huge shift in perspective here. There's an illumination. There's an awakening of consciousness. There's even the intuitive gifts here with the third eye being illuminated. Okay, there's like spiritual guidance. There's, I feel, a death of the ego. There goes my email confirming. There's leaning into the water intuition rather than the fire. Okay, the egoic fire. This is a beautiful going with the spirit and the guidance in order to follow your star. I don't know, I'm getting like a million emails. So yeah, this feels very profound, okay? And this is the next, I think this key was like this, I'm not sure. But it's leading you to the next page, which is the 3 Wands. But you're closing this out. It's a process to get to the energy. And so this is where this person is at. Okay, but like what's on the other side of the 3 Wands is this star. But without the suffering, without the conflict, without the belief of the ego here that believes in separation, or that it is a doer, or that it has to wear some sort of identity or mask, or that it's anxious, feeling like worried or like too many thoughts or like in a mental prison here. It's like you got to free yourself from this, and it's being shown to you. And I think you will see clearly, okay? Or this person is beginning to see clearly. Yeah, ego death. Look, strength in reverse. And so we might even feel like I'm not in a position here to move forward. I got to like build my confidence in myself. Like I feel very maybe energetically weak at times, or I feel back and forth, or I feel up one moment and then down, or like I'm not in a position to move or to have strength, to have confidence to let go or to move forward or to detach from this experience. And it's saying, don't fight it. You don't need to detach from the experience. What you need to do here, if you're wanting to heal and move beyond, is like put your hands out to spirit so that you can see the key through a period of listening, stillness, reflection. All will be seen and understood. There is no doing, there's just flowing, and there's ascending, and there's the truths being revealed. There's the next chapter being given to you once you go through this flow. But do not get stuck in your own mind. Do not buy the story of the ego that I'm like lacking this, or I'm like incapable of that, or that my confidence means I didn't win, or I'm losing, or it's not, I'm by myself, I'm not seen, I'm not appreciated, I'm not this, I'm not that. It's like, no, we're moving beyond this. And we got to free ourselves from this sort of mind speaker, this internal battle conflict. This will be the change that we need. Okay, 55. Change is the only constant. Divinely orchestrated change. Why is it divine? Because the divine is doing an awakening here. The destined awakening path is calling for your awareness, your consciousness, your alertness, your intuitiveness in order to free you so that you can explore what's on the other side. Could it be this connection? Sure. Could it be liberation from this connection? Sure. Could it be whatever? But because it's coming out in this reading, this is all about how you're feeling, okay, or this person as a result of this connection. Feeling without, feeling separate, feeling I'm not seen, feeling like I couldn't win here, feeling a lack of confidence, feeling up and down, feeling all sorts of ways. And it's like spirit is guiding this person out of this 5 sword, 5 wand energy through an ego death. Okay? And I feel like during this time, it's like we can't do anything other than this. There is no doership here. And that may be infuriating. We might have tried to resist this, tried to do something, tried to do different angles. It's like, no, we can't explore anything outside of this stillness, silence, and reflection. This is where we're being called to do. This is the only way through. There's one path, and it's the path of ascension. It's the path of flow and surrender. Not through proving oneself, not through showing oneself, not through anything other than just putting our hands out and surrendering and listening to what spirit says. And then it's revealed to you more truths about yourself, more about your maybe how you carry thought here as an egoic lifestyle where it drives action. And it's saying this is above thought. This is more of a conscious guidance, so you can see a different way to navigate. And so a lot of you guys might come on the other side knowing about oneness, knowing that there is no separation, working through your lack of concepts or your egoic identities being driven by whether you succeed or not, or the drive of the ego trying to attain or achieve its desires through a doing. It's like through a surrender, through a greater purpose, through being connected to spirits, through tapping into the intuition, seeing things completely different here. Okay? This person's working beyond ego. So it does feel like a very spiritually guided connection. It feels like a journey of one here. And this one person, whether it be you or your person, has to do this one path. There's no way around it. It's ascension, seeing clearly, ascending through this painful process, seeing what's an illusion and what's not, being really tapped into the divine here, no matter how painful, without slipping back into egoic stories or anxious thoughts. And it could come into 5D, 3D, 5D, 3D, 5D, 3D, and it's like, no, but the star is aligned. Something's destined here. Your purpose. Work through this. Trust me. You'll see, you'll know, you'll be shown the answer. You'll be told the answer. And this key is going to open up your purpose. It's your special key. It's going to open up something here, okay? And it could definitely open something up in this connection if you're being called to ascend and move beyond whatever, because it's healing some belief in lack here, okay? Pile 2, this is your reading. I hope this helped you. I'll see you at the next one. All right, bye-bye. Hello, pile number 3, Dancing in the Dark Tarot. So we're looking at the person on your mind, their feelings and thoughts currently. As you watch this video, this could be reversed, meaning it could be your energy, your own thoughts and feelings. If that's the case, you can go check on another pile. Your person might be in another pile, okay? So clear and concise message for the greatest and highest good of pile number 3, Spirit. So they want to know, how is their person feeling and thinking about them, the person on their mind? Current feelings and thoughts, pile 3's person on their mind. Please protect me and the viewer. End this connection, pile number 3's person, to channel this message for the greatest and highest good of this connection. Thank you so much to pile number 3, your higher self, your person's higher self, spirit guides, ancestors, angels, interdimensional beings, and of course, spirit for this active divination. Thank you so, so much. How is pile number 3's person feeling and thinking at the time the viewer is watching this? Because we got a lot of reversals, it seems. 8 of Swords in the reverse. Well, that's a good one to get in the reverse. Let's see. Clear and concise message for the greatest and highest good of this connection. Pile 3's person. Feelings and thoughts about pile number 3 and or about this connection. Is there another? No. Okay. The Knight of Wands. All right. Oops. Lots of toddies in this one. The World in reverse. Okay. Page of Swords in the reverse. All right. And 6 Cups in the reverse. I don't know what flowers these are. Do you guys know what flowers those are? Just look like bell flowers. Anyway, 6 Cups in reverse. It's the haunting of the 6 Cups in reverse that keeps haunting my readings. Star in the reverse. So Aquarius energy, and then we have the 9 Wands in the reverse. This has been in every pile so far, this 9 Wands. Okay. This collective energy of surrender here. We have the Joy. This came out for pile 2. Sun energy, Leo energy, Seek. Beautiful. So you can have some Fool energy, although this feels more not so naive, not so like, this feels like Sagittarius energy. And then we have blockage. Okay. Give me a moment to tap into this energy here. What's under this? Knight of Wands. We have 4 swords under that. We have the 3 of Swords in the reverse. Yeah. Okay. Good. Thank you, Spirit, for this message. Page of Swords in the reverse. Beautiful, beautiful people. This seems to be a collective thing. Your person's healing through a deep wound, I feel here. Okay? And they could have been working through this for quite some time. Like, who knows how long it's taken. But it's like, if we've had like a lifetime of wounding or like a very deep, deep wound, it could take us many, many years to integrate a new energy. So I feel like your person has experienced pain with this 3 swords, which I do feel created pain in your connection for sure. But I feel this pain goes much deeper. Okay, there's a lot of energy that's coming through here for me to channel. 1, your person is really emotionally attached to you. And there's a can't let you go energy here with the 6 of Cups in the reverse. No matter how much pain has been sort of created here, okay? This is done like this by design in order for this person to put behind them something very heavy. And it has been something that's happened in the past. A divorce, their parents' divorce, a childhood wound. I can't get over some sort of past experience I had. Doesn't mean I'm attached to that, wanting it to happen so much as it is. It's a thing of the past, person, place, thing of my experience. It's been my world. It needs to close out. I've been trapped here for who knows how long, and the universe is saying it's time that you put this behind you. So it feels karmic, it feels like a cycle being closed out, and it feels like this person's been working through their understanding of this thing. And it's like they've been stuck in not knowing how to close this out. Maybe wanting to, maybe floundering, maybe very stuck, maybe who knows, but it's been creating conflict here because they've been blocked. What's the blockage? The blockage is an ability to move on, move forward, align with the destiny and their star, which I do feel is this connection, because somehow I feel you feel tied to their future, what they want for themselves, how to go forward and attain what they want for themselves. Okay, but I feel like unless there's closing this out, it's like kiss your dream goodbye. But I can't. I don't want to. I'm attached to this thing. It's like, okay, well, if you want your star, if you need to move towards this alignment, then you must surrender and you must deal with this Six of Cups in reverse energy that's been creating the suffering. You have to heal it somehow, which means however you've been dealing with this thing has been very limiting because of your own self-speak, your own limiting thoughts, maybe what others have told you that you had to do or what you carried as a belief that isn't necessarily true, that's been only hindering your movement. It's been keeping you attached to the past. So there's a truth that you're needing to sit with and see here. And so I feel like this person wants to break out of this thing. There's a fire and a desire, and I feel like the blockage is showing up as this black horse. And it's pointing towards the past. Because up until now, this person's been driven by the shadow, the wound, the pain, and the reverse Six Cups here. And all their energy is spent in the past, with the shadow, with the block, with the whatever here. And it's like, close this out because you're going nowhere fast. And this whole beautiful light that we have in all these dark cards, the only two is the joy and the seek. Your joy is beyond this darkness, beyond this shadow, beyond this blockage. This fire that you can be utilizing towards new growth has to be... has to come online when you free yourself and close yourself from this old pattern of yours, close out this chapter, and see the truth, and allow yourself to move forward rather than backwards, staying stuck on a wound of the past. And so I feel like this person's amidst the surrender, or releasing themselves from Eight Sword thinking, a change of perspective for sure, which is tied to this Eight Swords with this rainbow here, because how they're going to see things, it's going to open up this new way of thinking. I think they've been intuitively called on this journey, this path, because of the star. So it's like destiny, spirit, this purpose is called by the intuition, this knowing, but it's like, I can't find how to do this. I don't understand. I'm not sort of seeing any of this. It's like, well, if you're going to align with this joy, this movement towards joy and this seeking, you have to sort of sit here and figure your way or understand how it is that you're going to close this out, how you've been maneuvering, how this blockage has been guiding your actions, how the stuck energy has been keeping you away from your joy. And I feel like this person is wanting to align with this connection because I feel like I said, it's like connected to their desire, their wish, or their future joy and how to move there. But it's like, well, then you must deal with this. So this is what this person's sort of navigating through. And I feel like there's a desire to work through the blockage or the confusion or the uncertainty or the closure that they need to look at this thing that's been holding them back and keeping them from their wish, keeping them from you, keeping them from what they can build for themselves, and really truly like surrendering to this process, going through whatever they need to go through, facing it head on. I feel they're facing this shadow head on. So they could also be in pile 2, because I was saying this card was coming on in pile 2, because there does seem to be you could totally see it that way. I was seeing it, I was reading it in a different way, but the energy definitely applies. Like, in order for someone to heal a 3 swords and a 6 cup in reverse, they have to go through that pile 2 energy. So it could very much be tied. That's the process of surrender. That's the process of enlightenment here, finding the truth, being called by spirits to find the truth and deal with the shadow and integrate this blockage so that they can close this out, so that they can be free to move, move forward. Because I feel this person wants to move towards you, but it has to deal with this childhood wound or this very deep 3 swords. Yeah, look at this devil. Oops, this devil, Capricorn energy. This person's held by their past, okay? Devils, addictions, unhealthy patterns, really unhealthily attached to the past. This person is being called to put their past behind them of whatever that's been holding them back in their world. They're facing this shadow, this blockage. And I feel the realization is like knowing it's going to impact their future, their vision, their happiness. They want happiness. I mean, who doesn't want happiness? I feel you bring this person a lot of joy. I feel like this person, I don't know, because I'm getting 2 different sort of energies. One, this is a lack of not seeing and not knowing, not understanding, confusion. This is like seeing, through the intuition, but it's like being conscious to truth, shifting our perspective so that we're able to be more in line with joy. But we have to align with this thing. Definite surrender here. There seems to be pockets I don't understand, and then the devil, because I think your person has been in devil when it comes to 6 cups reverse and a world in reverse when it comes to their energy. So let's tie these loose ends and see what Spirit's saying about this. Aquarius, Capricorn energy. Look, we have death. Okay, so, and this is a major arcana. The universe is getting this person to release the 6 cup in reverse, which is tied to that 3 sword. It's a very painful thing that your person is going through to release the pain. They might cope with the devil. There's a way that they cope with their 3 sword, and it could be like a sabotage way. We drink, we have addictions, or we just don't move forward. We are a glutton for punishment. We stay put in that relationship, in that hometown, and that 6 cup in reverse, or we just don't move on after our spouse has passed away, because that comes out for some of you guys, like the widowed person who just doesn't move on, or like the marriage has ended, and they're still like, I failed, it didn't work, I'm made to be alone here in some suffering world. It's like, but your joy is and your star is elsewhere, and it's like, okay, let me face this head on with the with that black horse. Okay, that's coming through very strong, but I don't know, I feel like I'm not tying the dots. So let's see. Spirit, clear and concise message. Pile 3's person, can we dive into this energy? Can we connect the dots? How is this person feeling and thinking? Pile 3's person, what exactly are they doing here with that 6 cups in reverse? What is that facing of the shadow, the blockage? How is it going to impact their thoughts or feels here towards pile number 3? Clear and concise message for the greatest and the highest good of pile 3. Now I'm seeing the horse again. Look at this horse, the person on the horse. And look, he's pointing forward now. So horse is about empowerment. This might be someone who gave their power to the devil. I can't, I'm stuck, nothing I can do. I keep falling into the old habit of the 6 cup in reverse with the sad story, or the emotional heaviness, burden of the past experience that's been very devil. Keeping me back, holding me back, not letting me grow, not letting me expand, keeping me from my joy, keeping me from truth and clarity. Well, how is pile number 3's person feeling and thinking at this time? Can we dive into this energy and provide clarity around this channel? Spirits, please. Thank you so much. Clarity about pile 3. This person on their minds, feelings and thoughts about this connection, where they're at. Wow, there's already a few here, but I'm getting quite a bit. Okay, thank you, Spirit. What do we have? Balance. This is Temperance, healing, Sagittarius energy. Connect. I'm actually having a hard time connecting it all. I think this person's connecting it all because everything is interconnected. It's like what I do impacts what's going on in my world. They're healing this, 3 swords, because it was impacting their future. I feel there's a lot of connecting of the dots here, okay? Courage, beautiful. Courage to face what I need to. Remember that black horse? They're facing it head on, and it's looking backwards. Because I think it's going to take a lot of courage to face that 3 sword that they've experienced in the 6 cup in reverse. Okay, tears, yes, to face the 3 swords. Simplify. Okay, so make sense of it. And that's the Page of Swords. 5 Wands. Now the star's in the upright. Beautiful. So star is our destined path. It's healing. It's alignment with what we want, gaining our wish, destiny. It's really like being on the path of our purpose. The 2 jugs here is this like temperance energy of balance. Okay, Aquarius, Sagittarius energy, 10 Pentacles, family, stability, commitment, or legacy. 5 Cups in the reverse. That's this tears energy as well. There's the King of Pentacles, family man, the person who built this empire, Virgo, Taurus, Capricorn. And there's the Death card, Scorpio energy. It is in reverse. And then we have the Magician, and clarifying the Magician is the Queen of Pentacles. So we have the King and the Queen of Pentacles. This could be father, mother, husband, wife. Okay, like the other half here of a family unit. Strong Virgo energy and Gemini, Scorpio, Aquarius. Okay, and Sag and Leo. So give me a second here to do this whole thing. There's that 3 swords that's haunting us, and then Cancer energy, which is the horses. It's in reverse. Yeah, because we're integrating the shadow. Okay, Cancer, which is Chariot. Okay, just let me see here. Okay, yeah, pile number 3. Your person, I feel, has something going on in their world that was pulled through the first round here. It does feel tied to the family. You know, it could really be like they have a role that they've played or played for a long time, or some sort of rooted environment that's given them a sense of self or a sense of security, resource, whatever this is here. And I feel like this person has been dealing with, for all of you guys, it is different because it's not showing me the challenge so much as it is where this person is at, because obviously we're asking what they're feeling and thinking. There's a processing of the pain of the 3 sword that's long overdue, that's been caused by a 6 of cup in reverse. For all of you guys, it means something different. It's left this person feeling disappointed, and it could have caused a missing out even in this connection, this way of what I've experienced. Okay, and I feel like what this person wants, this star represents a destined opening of a future possibility of committing to building a future and get out of any energy that's like missing out on this build here. I think this person really wants to manifest something with you. They see you as their person. You could build a future together. This could be getting married. This could be creating a business together. This could be the person I want to build a future with, you know, that I could see myself living with or building with in the 3D, like having a life with this person. They're my other half. They support me or make me feel like they could support me, or we could support each other. Okay, not necessarily they support me, but support my growth or my build or my future. Like there's a vision of a partnership here that could build. But what they're recognizing is that there has to be a working through and a release and a transformation that happens organically. It can't be rushed. And I feel like this person, though, has been hanging on with the 6 of Cups in the reverse and the Death in reverse to the past. It's been creating a lot of challenge in this connection. And I feel this person's been very conflicted about how to do this. I feel they want to. I feel they want to manifest. I feel they feel you're a forever person here. But it's like the Page of Swords in reverse. I don't know how. I have all of this sort of resistance. It's going on because of this pain. And it's keeping me not able to move forward. I don't feel like I've had success with you. In fact, there could have been a lot of arguments. There could have been a lot of pain here. There could be even a separation that's created by this. I could have literally caught myself sort of without you here, looking at spilt milk, what I missed out on, knowing that there could have been this beautiful future, having this desire and this wish to align with something and build something here and manifest. But it's like, I have to integrate this energy that's been creating the 3-sword or this conflict within me before I can move forward. So I feel this person's connecting the dots, and I feel like they're dealing with something of the past. This little airplane's even moving backwards. Okay, because I feel it's going to take some sort of healing, some sort of working through this thing, some sort of courage to face this thing, so that this person can come forward in a different energy with the simplify. I don't feel this person wants to have baggage. I don't feel this person wants their past to haunt you. I don't feel this person wants their now energy, whatever it is, their environment, their addictions, their way of whatever is going on in their world, their environment, or whatever it is, to be the baggage that connects with you, like that creates karmas with you, that comes forward in their new world. It's like, no, I got to close it. That's why the world was there. They know they have to close it so that they could come in this cleaner energy, simplify. It's like, I know what I want, but how can I move when I have all this baggage? How can I be successful with you? How can I build here with you? I can't build here with you because it requires me to be in a building energy, a committable energy, a grounded energy, an energy here that can provide or create in a way here that's solid in the 3D that you can rely on, and I can rely on you, and that could be grounded and that it commits to this build. If I'm not here, then I've got baggage. If I'm not here, I'm still dealing with some sort of broken-hearted or 3-sword experience or some deep wounded pain, something that requires me a lot of courage to look at and deal with here. Face my fear of pain or my fear that I've been maybe resisting in the past or too conflicted to deal with this 3 swords because it was way too painful. But my desire to manifest with you is a lot greater here. And they also feel like you might be in an energy of like manifesting away from this person. Because there's coming in between you guys. It's like, I'm just going to manifest my own future. I'm going to like build my own thing here. And it's like, wait, I want to build with you, but I can't come with all of my baggage. I can't come with this other world I have here, my other family or my roots of experience or whatever this thing is. And it's like, I don't want to be saying you're the one that got away here. So I have to come out of this and I have to release. Okay, so something definitely strong about balance that comes through and healing. Healing the 3 swords, the pain, the courage to face this shadow, how important it is to come baggage free. Okay, I feel like it's clearer, but I still feel like maybe we just need to close this out and see what Spirit wants to say about this. Okay, I'll just do the tarot. So Spirit, thank you for this message. What does pile number 3 then need to know about their person's feelings and thoughts? Let me close up this reading. What does this mean then? Like, what are they doing exactly there? Clear and concise message for pile 3 and their person. What is this person thinking and feeling? Can we close up this reading? What are they actually doing? And how is this manifesting forward for pile number 3? Clear and concise message for the greatest and highest good of pile 3. The person on their mind. 8 swords in reverse. So the limiting beliefs I had, feeling stuck to and chained to my own baggage, beliefs. It was keeping me from not moving towards it. Okay, death again, beautiful, releasing that, transforming in the uprights, 2 of wands. So my path can open up. I must release. these thoughts. And the star is attached to that. So to choose my desire, my wish, to be in line with my North Star, if this path is closed for my wish, I can't get there. So I must transform, release. And look at now the white horse facing this way. So black horse was the past. That's the shadow wound. The white horse is the authentic self, or the truth. So in order to move towards truth, I must release, change, transform. And I feel this person might feel it. I don't want to miss out. Like it might be too late by the time it opens, you know? Yeah, 5 sword. And we have the, oopsie. We have the tower and the reverse, and it's clarified by the 5 sword. Why is death here? 6 pentacle. And then finally, why is this 2 of wands and the star here? Aquarius, Scorpio energy. Pile number 3's person's feelings and thoughts. Why is this 2 of wands here? Also, this moon is really standing forward as well. Okay, that's the fears, Cancer, Pisces energy, and there's the Ace of Swords, the truth, the clarity, which was the sun that came out over here, I think, if that's what you guys got. Okay, the King of Wands and the 6 of Cups now in the upright. Okay, beautiful. Let me sit here with this energy. What's under 6 of Cups is the 8 of Cups in the reverse, that moon energy here. Yeah, okay. Okay, yes, pile number 3. Just to close out this reading, I'm going to go a little bit faster, okay, because I don't want to repeat the same thing, but it's kind of coming through in a little bit of a different way here, because it's showing just a little bit like more, because I feel like this person's star is this connection. They have a strong understanding and connection to you and their future and their wish, and it feels very divine. It feels like the universe is also involved in this whole process, but the process has to go through its way of getting there. There is no other way than the way that the universe designs it to be. This person has to go through their release. Okay? And I feel like this person has been preventing tower, because of course towers are very painful to go through, and so we upkeep the tower, but at what expense? It makes it more painful to hang on to tower and upkeep those things that keep us chained. I feel it's been creating all sorts of 5 sword with you, with them, sabotage, conflict. It's upkeeping the 3 sword. The 3 sword remains. The 3 sword remains. Like, the 3 sword remains as long as we stay there. And it creates the 5 sword. And so there's this release that has to be worked with the divine, organically transforming this energy so that they can show up. They want to show up. They want to build with you. They want to be in a position in the practical world here, because we keep seeing pentacles. They want to commit in the practical world. They want to live with you or build with you or show up for you. They want to do something, investment here with their energy in the 3D that can contribute to a 3D build. This is their truth. They're saying, this is what I want. This is aligned with my destined future. This opportunity may disappear on me. This is also the truth. The truth is, all of a sudden, I can't be in a position to give to it at some point in time. Where it begins, that I lose out on this opportunity, who knows? Only Spirit knows. But what I do know is that I am not and have not been able to be in this position because I haven't released the fucking 6 cup in the reverse. So I have to deal with this inability for me to leave that energy behind in a healthy way. So they recognize they're stuck in an emotionally unsatisfying energy that's been created by past suffering, that's been maintaining a 3 sword. And all it does is repeat this disappointment and this energy. This person is going to come to you at some point in time wanting to get with you. The 6 cups is the reconciliation, the sweet love, being able to give to you their heart in the practical way, to commit and build however they can at the point in which they deal with this challenge. They're wanting to show up with a plan, like this King of Wands, confident in their ability to give and not say, I'm confident to give, and then all of a sudden they can't. Or give you, paint you, pipe dream, and then not be able to deliver. It's like, I want to come forward with the reconciliation, the offering of what I can give to pile number 3, honestly and openly, and then back it up. But right now, how can I back this thing up? Because I'm still dealing with clearing this tower, and this is requiring me to really release and work through this thing. That's the truth. So your person has some devilly thing they're dealing with this red tape. Okay? Red. It's coming through as this devilly thing. This person doesn't want to contaminate this connection by transmitting their devilly energy onto you. This person has to deal with their past. They're required to do this by spirit, okay? Release it, work through it, undo these thoughts, these limiting beliefs, and then they want to come to you. And I feel like there's, again, they feel you're their soul person with this 6 cup. Okay, a soul person. Like, we have a contractual agreement here to come together, but I feel this person's confidence to do this and stand behind it and build behind it is relying on a clear truth of what has to happen for them to play that role, for them to be confident to come forward. And what has to happen is all this other stuff that they got to deal with. You know, they have to deal with the falling away of the tower. They have to come forward in a clear energy, not baggage. They have to look at their 3 sword, and they have to release whatever doesn't work here for them. Otherwise, they're sort of upkeeping that disappointment here. So there's healing and balance that's being worked through here. I think your person wants to be connected to you throughout this process. I don't know if you are in communication. They might come forward with a desire for a reconciliation for some of you guys, but see how there's still the devil here, because I feel like if it's premature, we're just going to create another experience of a 5 sword, because the tower still needs to fall here, okay? Now, for others of you guys, this tower has been falling. They have been working through their self-limiting beliefs. This person is slowly changing bit by bit. You might see this person showing up more and more and more, because some of you guys are a little further in your timeline. And it's like, but yet they haven't really claimed the wand just yet. The fear was still there, and it's like the truth is coming. This person wants to tell you the truth that, like, hey, like, I can see myself investing in this connection here. I've been working through some past stuff. I've worked through this tower that was creating the 5 swords. I'm coming in a simpler energy here. Okay, but I still feel like there's still some devilly energy that might be still in this person's field. Okay? Yeah. So pile number 3, this is your reading. I hope this helped you. I don't know if I said the signs in this round. I think I did. Scorpio, Aquarius, and Aries, Leo, Sagittarius. All right. I'll see you guys at the next one. Bye-bye. Pile number 4, Dream Visions. Yeah, Dream Visions Tarot. I was going to check. I was going to call it the Prisma Visions, but it's Dream Visions. Yeah. Okay. Beautiful angels. We're looking at, this doesn't belong. No guidebook, replacement card. Okay, we're looking at the person on your mind and how they're feeling and thinking about you at the time that you're watching the video. So it's current energy. Okay, if it comes through reverse, it'll be your own energy. You can listen. You can go to another pile. Okay, my intention is for the person that you're coming here about and seeing how they're feeling and thinking about you. So clear and concise message for the greatest and highest good of pile number 4, Spirit. How is pile 4's person feeling and thinking about them at this time? Please protect me and the viewer and this connection and their person as I channel this message for the greatest and highest good of this connection. Clear and concise message for pile number 4. Pile 4, I'd like to thank your higher self and your person's higher self, spirit teams, angels, guides, ancestors for this act of divination. Thank you so much. How is pile number 4's person on their mind feeling and thinking at this time? Queen of Wands in the sideways position, Cancer, Leo, Sagittarius. I was going to say Scorpio. Could be coming through here, okay? Aries, Leo, Sagittarius, and some Scorpio, apparently. Yeah, black cat, Scorpio energy. Okay. It's there. Okay, let's pull some oracle cards. How is pile number 4's person feeling and thinking at this time? All right, we have practice. This person's doing yoga. Tears. This came out for pile number 3, and then noise. All right. 10 cups. 3 cups in the reverse. And what's under that? 7 swords. All right. Nine swords in the reverse. 2 wands. Strength. Leo energy. More Leo. Queen of Pentacles in the reverse. Virgo, Taurus, Capricorn energy. The Knight of Wands. The King of Pentacles in the reverse. The Virgo, Taurus, Capricorn. Right beside this Queen of Wands. Queen of Pentacles, King of Pentacles. Look, they're both in the reverse. Your person might be mirroring each other here, okay? Page of Wands. Finding it very hard to breathe all of a sudden. 9 cups in the reverse. 99, master number. Being the change you wish to see and helping humanity release what no longer works. I feel there's a mirroring. I feel like the universe is going to have a message here for you, a big fat one that's going to make a whole bunch of people leave. And that's exactly how I'm going to read it. So give me a moment to channel this message. Queen of Swords, Gemini, Libra, Aquarius. Okay. All right. Pile number 4. I'm not going to try to trigger you at all, okay? But I'm just reading this exactly as it comes out. If it's not your pile, it's not your pile. I feel like there is a mirroring going on between you and your person, and I'm feeling a message coming through here very strong from the divine. I feel like for this pile, it does feel like a no contact, okay? I feel it's very painful here. Very, very painful here. And the only reason we would continue to suffer here, so how's this person feeling? They're suffering. How's this person feeling? They're feeling lack. They're feeling like they want to come back together. They want some sort of clarity. They want a happily ever after, just like everyone wants it. This is why I think it's your energy. I feel your person also wants it. I feel like there is a pairing here for sure that can manifest in the 3D. It's not happening. There's a big fat block here because I feel this is a very clear union of sorts that only comes online when there's working through certain things that will allow the manifestation of a partnership to happen. There's no way around except for learning the lessons of the universe here. I feel there's distorted energy, and it is in regards to some egoic mask of identity. I feel both you and your person are wearing it and a big fat shadow. We all have shadow, of course. But as long as we maintain the shadow and nurture that shadow like it needs to be there, okay, once we see it, then we're just sort of allowing ourselves to stay in a state of suffering, looking out there for the change we wish to see. Like I said, 99, master number, being the change you wish to see. Okay, and then helping humanity to release what no longer serves. I feel there's a collective growth that happens and that there's a lot of power in this reading between you and your person. I feel like both you guys are like collective leaders in some way. Even if you're not out there in the public eye, it's like healing this thing for humanity. What's this thing? This thing goes deeper than just this connection. There's this egoic working through that we must do when we're called to the plate. And this is a heavily guided connection to work through this, the belief in separation, the belief in the distorted thinking that keeps us in suffering. And we can only go through this whole thing. And I feel like you and your person are experiencing a block here in the 3D of coming together. And this is why I feel like there's either a separation or you just cannot come together here. Okay, and what Spirit is saying is that we're suffering in our experience as long as we believe in an understanding that we might have of how this is happening to me. What I see out there, what I want out there is separate from me. I want the happily ever after. I see my person as separate from me. I'm not able to come together with my person because this is what I'm experiencing. So I'm believing the veil, the distorted veil of separation that's been given upon me, and it stops flat there. And Spirit's like, there's more, there's more, there's more. They're seeing beyond this thing. This is a lie. Separation is a lie. I want you to see. I want you to understand. I want you to go through an inner experience of knowing. Whether you get tossed to and fro throughout this experience or it's a pleasant one, it's not up to me. What's up to me is that you know through an experience. And so I'm going to give you the experience. Some of you guys might be to and fro. Some of you guys might flow through nicely. And Spirit is saying it's not up to me about the beat upness maybe that we have or the pain that we have. But most people go through the pain because this is the challenge, is we believe the illusion. And Spirit is saying there's nothing to say until we know and understand what I'm trying to show you. So I feel like we're trying to move with an understanding that is not true right now about what this connection means, how it unfolded and what that means. And we're in the process of shedding the egoic understanding or the mask. And so some of you guys might be going through like a dark night of the soul. We could be going through a very painful experience in losing out on what we think would make us happy here. Because it's like I have my eye on the prize of a 10 cups. In order to get there, I need to feel like I'm in line with it and feel emotionally happy. I don't feel you're emotionally happy. I feel like this 10 cups seems like a pie in the sky dream that's not aligned, that's not going to happen for you. And it's like, well, there's a lie here. You can align with the 10 cups. Spirit saying, yes, I know you're in a 9 cup in reverse. Your person is definitely in a 9 cup in reverse as well. Because we're needing to see through the distortion here. The 7 sword energy, okay, which is the pain, the suffering, the tears, and the lack, the loss. This takes repetitive cycles. This takes being thrown into it over and over and over and over until we see the truth differently. And it's up to us because we could keep seeing the same thing over and over and over and over and over and not change and not drop the mask or the ego or not be humble enough to say, what I'm believing here in lack and separation or like this disappointment isn't true. Because it just keeps showing the same thing to me. Show me, Spirit. You know, and I feel like some of you guys are being shown what Spirit is showing you is like your ability to stand in your own power, your ability to create your world outside. Of course, we're not separate, but outside of a belief structure system, that there is one understanding you might have of how someone has to play a role in your world so that you could create happiness. And I feel like your person is removed from your world here. Like, I feel like your person is not in a position to commit to you, to build with you, to grow with you. I feel like your person is ready to go once this lesson is learned. I feel like the universe has your person on pause over here. I feel like your person wants happiness with you. I feel like your person wants to build with you. I feel like your person is ready to explore this connection. But they're not in a position to do this at this time because I feel like there's a mirroring happening in which there's a spiritual experiment of sorts or some sort of greater truth you're being called to see beyond the veil, beyond the illusion. So I think in the meantime, what do you experience from this person is non-alignment. If you are experiencing them at all, they might come like a Knight of Wands. They might just seem completely like, it almost feels like, it does feel very superficial. It feels clued out, removed. If their body is there beside you or whatever, it's like, that's all it really feels like here. It feels very removed. And we might be feeling rejected, disappointed, and wanting this to graduate and like very focused on the shift or the movement here. But this will never change. Okay? Never in this energy. This energy must change for this to change. And Spirit is looking at your energy here. And it's really talking about this ability for you to see your own self-worth and your own value, create your own world of independence here, move beyond this mind story that the ego tells us about what it means to be this or that. Like, we could really like get lost, with the narratives of like what society thinks what strength looks like, and independence and coming correctly and what I'm worth and I'm the prize and this sort of an energy. And that's fine. If we want to believe that, then we can perpetuate suffering on and on and on. This is a distortion of the ego. I'm the prize and they better come correctly. That's a distorted ego. It doesn't mean I deserve to be with the Knight of Wands and blah, blah, blah. No, it's saying, how do I find what the truth is? See beyond the mask of the ego, the lie of the ego, the distortion, this thing. I might be really, really hanging on to this egoic belief because this is where I find my confidence and my strength. But it's saying, yeah, but you're a reverse Queen of Pentacles. This is not strong. This is a dependent person on the material world, seeing a material 3D and acting within it like you're a part of it. This is very egoic. And we might say, but I feel strong like this. It's like, no, we're just waiting. What you feel here is like disappointed, emotionally depleted, that this person isn't creating this 10 cup with you, that they're fucking off somewhere, just completely disconnected. And you'd be right, because we need to get into this energy. And this energy of a Queen of Pentacles does not require any ego at all. It requires us seeing beyond the veil of this ego. We could still have a confidence, but the confidence does not come from ego. We shed this thing, we see our own value, we see beyond the distortion, and we keep attempting this growth of self. And this is how we move beyond suffering. What's the suffering here? When are they going to come correctly? When are they going to want to reconcile? When are they going to see the illusion? When are they going to tell me the truth? When are they going to want to build something? When are they, all of this, when are they? It's like, when are they? When you do the thing. Then it opens up here. And this is always available to you. It's available to you today. Seeing this path, the non-egoic path, seeing ourselves, dealing with this thing, is available to us today, but we have to choose to go in this way and consistently practice that in which we haven't done, which is seeing through this ego, seeing through this distortion, working through this belief. If we want to have a 10 of cups that's sustaining in our world, not necessarily even with this person. If you don't want this person, you say, well, why so much work? Why do I got to do this? It's your time. You're called to shed this ego, to see beyond the veil, to work beyond this distortion, this belief in whatever, egoic separation. Stand on your own in an energy here that can build a beautiful, confident 3D version of you, not a materialistic connection to other. You can have this at any time, and you've probably had this. It's not healthy. When it comes to spirituality, it's a distortion of the ego. I think you're clearing this out. So we're going to dive into this and see if we could see your person, how they're feeling and thinking. Remember, it's mirrored, meaning, well, they're not feeling this. They're not. No, it is mirrored. Because remember, your person wants happiness with you, and they're sort of on pause by the universe, not getting what they want, having to see their own ego for whatever reason. They're in a inability to move forward here because they're healing whatever egoic thing is keeping them held behind. Okay, but they can only sort of start like the play button. Okay, I'm seeing the play button and the pause. They're on pause. They can't move. They can be that Page of Wands, but they can't go into that Page of Wands energy until this hang up. I feel there's a hang up here in your ego, okay? This is exactly how it's coming through. And that's how I'm reading it. So clear and concise message for pile number 4 and this connection. Can we dive into this energy? Like, what is it that pile 4 is missing then here? Like, what am I not communicating to them that they need to understand about this dynamic, this connection, and their person, how they're feeling and thinking about them? What is the truth about what the person is feeling and thinking? We have this sideways card again. This feels like that's there. Clear and concise message for the greatest and highest good of this connection. How is their person on their mind feeling and thinking? Can we tap into the person on their mind, how they're feeling and thinking about pile number 4? I feel like your person is just like on pause, completely unconscious, okay? 2 cups, 7 cups. Just 2 worlds here. I don't know, completely foggy, dreamlike fantasy, 5D, 2 cups. Reflecting back to us our value. 2 cup, a relationship here that's grounded, healthy, coming from the heart. Okay, 2 sort of separate energies. Let's pull these as well. Clear and concise message for pile number 4. Person on their mind. Feelings, thoughts. What does pile 4 need to know about this connection at this time? No. Spirits of no. Okay. All right. Getting a massive headache all of a sudden. Yeah, dissolution, fantasy dissolution. It's the dissolution of the ego, okay? Painful, balance, healing, coming together, temperance, blockage, ego, blockage. Okay, so let's see. This is shadow. This is woundage. This is, again, I do this. Okay, we can skip ahead, but I feel this is very relevant here. This is the energy centers, the chakra centers, okay? We all have energy centers, the chakras that are going on. This is the root chakra, the sacral, the solar plexus, the heart chakra, the throat, and the third eye, and then the crown. We can't do anything here about the crown. This is the opening to the divine, okay? Intuition, authenticity, speaking and hearing truth, being able to see beyond the veil here. The heart is the opening, the 4th density, which is just saying we're no longer in the matrix, driven by egos, driven by pain body. Okay, this is like the center of the chakra system. When we're out of heart consciousness, we're out of compassion, we're out of love. It's not a distortion. All blockages happen in these lower chakras. Okay, this root chakra is very like unconscious energy. Addictions, blaming the universe, nothing goes my way, completely asleep. Okay, need for stability, security, completely just feeling like everybody else is it better than me, victim mentality. Okay, then we have sacral, an inability to trust, be intimate, use your creative sexual energy to create here. Okay, and then the solar plexus, this is an energy of too much pride or a lack of confidence, which however it manifests is the blockage here in the solar plexus. This could be doership as well, when we feel very healed, but yet we're not spiritual yet so much. I mean, it's all spiritual, like I always say, but this is still in the matrix, thinking we're this doer, thinking we're the prize, thinking there's transaction here, okay, or a lack of confidence, okay? So blockages happen here. In order for there to be an ascension, we have to remove the blocks. The life energy, which is the prana, okay, breath, that's why we do breath work, to like awaken energy here. Energy comes through and it goes up and it awakens our spiritual awakenings. We can have like all of a sudden become more intuitive. All of a sudden we could see, hear, feel like spirit. We get in tune with dreams, signs, symbols, synchronicities. Our heart chakra is in tune. We start acting from the heart rather than from this like fear-based or like blockage-based, trauma-based, shadow-based energy. But when there's too much blockage, the energy can't flow and it stays here. Staying here, getting the same results, acting from trauma and blocks. This is always like clear. It's always clear, but energy, if it doesn't flow, they stay dormant. It doesn't move the energy through here. The heart is the gatekeeper. And it closes to anything it doesn't understand. It doesn't understand fear. It doesn't understand distortion. It doesn't understand anything. What we're doing is dissolving the blocks here. by leaning into the heart energy. Heart is all about compassion, love, forgiveness, grace, all the stuff that ego doesn't like, because it makes up stories. Why I can't forgive, why I'm, whatever story it says is why it's doing what it's doing. And it's always to keep the ego alive, and the other guy is the one that's the threat here, okay? Now it's alchemy, temperance. 2 cups, 7 cup, 8 cups, King of Cups, 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 cups. Cancer, Scorpio, Pisces. The sideways card is the High Priestess. Very spiritual. Pisces energy. Lots of water here. This whole thing is like a big water. Okay, 6 of Wands, ego death in the reverse. 7 swords. Distortion, untruths, the false self, the egoic understanding, the thing that's not true, the deception, the illusion of self, whatever you want to call it, where I get my success, my identity, others prop me up, how they see me. This is the dissolution of the ego. Okay, and then we have the Hermit through shadow work, through truths, through really reflecting, being guided by spirit, sitting with the truth, reflecting. This is meditation. This is becoming still. This is becoming very clear. Okay, following our intuition here. This is very guided. Very, very guided by spiritual, by spirit. Very spiritual here. Okay, 7 wands, defensive, proving my position. It comes from the egoic standpoint, but it's like, are we resisting? Are we defensive? Are we fighting, trying to prove something or upkeep some sort of ego or prove to be seen, prove to win? I think we're fighting for outcome, and we don't need to prove anything. It may feel like there's all this stuff sort of coming at us. Okay, 7 wands. The Magician in reverse, trying to control. I feel this is a control of outcome here. Trying to get this person to see the light or do this or do that, and trying to control outcome, trying to control the universe. I'm not happy with how it's unfolding. That's surrender, just allowing. So we're trying to get out of the confusion. We're trying to make something out of this 7 cup because we think we got to do it. But it's not manifesting the way we want here, okay? 8 swords, yeah. Not going to happen here, okay? 8 of pentacles in the reverse. 2 8s is the master number. 88, a higher calling, grounded in self-awareness and reverence for life. What's self-awareness? Know thyself. See the truth, not through the distorted lens, not through the way that I am seeing it, because it's distorted. We dissolve the illusion that we have about the self before we could see other clearly. But when I fight to keep that story alive, I'm actually in an 8 swords of truth. Okay, 6 pentacle, and so therefore there can't be a giving and receiving. There can't be a balance in this relationship. Therefore, your person is off doing his own thing. Okay, he, she, whatever. The King of Pentacles, and then the 7 pentacle in reverse. Okay. What's under the King of Cups in the reverse? The 5 cups. Okay, beautiful people. Your person, there's no doubt you feel the love here. This is a very, very highly spiritual reading, although how I'm reading it is very because I keep delivering the same message, and I feel like people are just getting tired of hearing the same thing, but it is exactly what's happening here. The ball is in your court, no matter how much you feel that this person is supposed to. Nobody's supposed to do anything at all. If you agree that this connection is highly spiritual, you can't move beyond this thing, and it feels like a prison. It feels like you're being guided by something higher than yourself. It feels like there's something here that's beyond just this person, and you feel somehow it's tied to your growth and your learnings and your truth, and this person is very annoying here, but you know that there's deep love. Then this is your reading. Yes, your person has deep, 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 deep love. It's blocked here. Your person cannot open their heart chakra here. Okay? This person is going to have to do their own healing, walk away from their own world, deal with their own thing. Right now, I feel you guys are in a period of separation, like I said, or at least it's nowhere near where it can be. It's disappointing and it's sad. Okay, but we have to experience what we experienced before we could see the hallelujah moment. This person is going to be in this energy on pause, as long as it takes. And Spirit says they're on pause here. Their love's not going anywhere. Progression can happen, although the ball's in your court. You're dissolving the ego, the blockage here. There's a need for balance in self, which is the spiritual realm, and the 3D self that's dissolved of the ego, that removes the blockage. Now, you don't remove it. Spirit removes the blockage. How does this blockage get removed? When I sit with the truth, When I'm able to be still, it comes through. If I'm too busy attaching to outcome, controlling, resisting, fighting, proving, keeping up the narrative, then I'm not surrendered. I'm too busy trying to manipulate energy to get it to be a certain way. That is 7 sword energy. Okay? It's an 8th sword of understanding. It's a lower state of consciousness understanding. It's keeping me hostage to that which I don't like, and then I fight some more. And I could be very defensive here too if this person don't come correctly. So we're being guided by the divine for a higher state of consciousness through the heart. Okay, so right now things might seem very ungrounded. There might even seem like I can only connect in the 5D, or there's this understanding in some spiritual realm of some happenings because you feel them very deeply. This is a highly connected through telepathy, through the spirit realm, through the 5D, this beautiful energy. And it's like, maybe they're just a fantasy. Maybe they're just a 5D. Maybe they're just this, like, they are there, but there's something truer and greater, and spirit wants you to see it. Okay. And so this is why this person is rejecting you. This is why this person isn't tooting your horn or coming to this 2-cup rescue or validating this truth that you feel very clearly. It's like, I feel it, I know it, I see it. Why can they not come and do their thing? And spirit is saying they can't do this thing because it's a divine intervention. They can only do this thing when you drop the thing. Surrender. When you see beyond your own mask, your own ego, your own 8 swords here, stop controlling. Get to know yourself, see the truth, and go on this spiritual pilgrimage. And your intuition is going to be on an all-time high. Your spiritual gifts might be really kicking in here. And it's like your path, your purpose is opening up. Your calling is going to be opened up as a result of this difficult experience with this person. Okay, so I feel like spirit is saying right now, there is no way to be invested in a connection in the 3D. It's not happening in the 3D. There's no 3D union over here just yet. This person can't be around for you to give and receive. You can't give and receive in the energy you're in because it's distorted and it's blocked. And this connection requires heart-based consciousness, not fear-based, transactional-based, not keeping up illusions of the ego or the transactional, make me feel valued, see me as I am and accept me as I am. It's like, yes, I can, but as you are in your soul and your spirit underneath your wounds, that's what I see. But when you are acting from wound, you're controlling, you're still an ego, you're still in an inauthentic self. This connection does not require the inauthentic self. This connection requires the authentic self, which can only come through shedding the light on the ego, dissolution of this belief. This belief that holds me to this 3D reality that I live, where I'm defensive, I'm guarded, I'm protecting my position, and then nothing gets sort of invested here in this connection. And all we keep experiencing is like suffering, loss, disappointment. And so spirit is asking, surrender for one. Also, where's your energy being invested? Because we could really think like, no matter what I do here, they're not seeing the light. No matter what I say, no matter how, I don't know, good I look, no matter how much I make myself available, no matter how much I argue, no matter how much I pull away, no matter. It's like, yes, no matter, because you can't control it. It's saying, don't water that energy. Okay, you could have tried different things, but it's still watering from the same watering pot, that same thing you're watering. It's like, never mind that for now. It's still there. It's love's here. This sounds easy, but this is where the surrender comes from. My person loves me. They're blocked. My person has things they're needing to work on. I need to now take the energy that I do have control over, because you do have some control over something. What do you have control over? Working with the divine in order to see the truth. And you don't have to force anything here. There's just sitting with the truth so that the blockage can be dissolved. We have to be the observer. We have to call a spade a spade. We have to see through our own 8-sword egoic thing. Was I trying to win this person to validate me? Was I trying to win love from someone else? Was I seeing this as success? Was the ego trying to attach to outcome? Let's be honest. And when we're honest, we start to see the truth of who we are and how maybe defensive we are or guarded we are or what we were trying to fight for, and say, well, I have every right to fight for what I want. It's like, you do, but you don't need to fight for your destined path. You just need to be open to receive. This is asking you to surrender. This is asking you to heal and find balance within yourself here. This is asking for you to work through this time that seems very confusing by using your intuition, because where is it going to lead you to? A 2 cups. This person, which I feel is most likely your 2 cups. If you don't want this person, it's leading you to a 2 cups of value. Equal people here who are at the same level of understanding who could create the 10 cups. Not from an egoic, you got to do this for me, you got to do that for me, and then I do this from fear, from 7 sword, from an 8 sword, from a controlling aspect, but from a true, deep wisdom of the heart, okay, of the authentic self that's very, very guided. This is very guided. So, in order to see clearly, we have to remove blockage and dissolve the ego. Otherwise, we're distorted. We start to believe in lack. We start to believe in separation. We start to believe that this person is doing this and they're doing that and all sorts of things. It's like, yeah, they're doing it, but we don't really know why the doings are happening. We're trying to butt up against it and force our will our way. And it's just not surrender. It's the opposite of surrender. And it's saying, look towards spirit. You will be guided to the star. Your purpose is being called here, okay? So we're going to close this out with one more final spread and see what your message is here, if we could see more about your person. So it gives you some sort of relief, obviously, because you're here to ask about your person. Your person loves you. Your person is connected to you spiritually. This is a highly guided connection. Your person is on pause. They're not going anywhere, but they can't engage with you in the 3D. There is no 3D to be had until we dissolve the ego. Why is it this way? Because this is how we gain ascension. These connections are beautiful catalysts for spiritual growth, for us seeing beyond the blockage of the distortion of the ego, the lower state of consciousness, the pain body, the trauma, the transactional love, the fear-based love that our collective is keeping alive. Okay, you got 99, being the wish you wish to see and helping humanity release what no longer works. What doesn't work? Ego-based love, fear-based love, transactional-based love that isn't spiritually based in the highest. It's a low state of consciousness. You're breaking free of this thing, okay? So let's see. Can we close out this reading for pile number 4? Beautiful pile number 4, person on their mind, what they need to know from the greatest and highest place of truth that they can work with in regards to how their person is feeling and thinking about them, spirit. Don't like being this bad guy here. Throw us a bone. Sagittarius energy coming through very strong right now, okay? All about the healing, all about the alchemy, and alchemy is transmutation of the energy. We transmute it, meaning I don't refute the ego. I don't push it away. I take it and I welcome it in the soup that I'm creating. It's a part of me. I don't reject it. I don't shun it. I let it come in. I welcome that. I feel like you're being this alchemist here, and you have the magician in reverse, meaning the alchemy you're creating. Yeah, and you even have the, of course, if you resonate, I'm not putting this on you if it's not your energy, it's someone's. The magician in reverse and the 7 pentacle in the reverse. Because I feel like this alchemist is being required to create the energy required to transmute it in the right way. Okay, right, more aligned way. And I feel like there could be a rejection, there could be a not seeing, there could be trying to refuse, and maybe the ego is doubling down. I'm right, I'm the prize, this person is this, and I'm that. Ego, ego, and more ego. Okay, yes, it's all ego until it's not. There's just facts, and then there's ego. There's facts, and then there's opinions and stories. There's facts, and then there's all sorts of projections I put on it because I'm so wise. It's like, no, this is just the present moment. Nobody knows what the present moment holds except for spirit. That's it. Facts. Everything else we need to get rid of. It's creating noise and distortion. Okay, I want you to get what you want. You have to see through this thing. This thing is blocking your happiness here. Okay, 4 wands. What is this? This is the 11-11. Twin flames coming into union. We want to come together. We have to come into union with self. This is all about self-union before the two people can come together and build the thing in the 3D. The stability and the security to come together. Okay, sun, enlightenment, consciousness is blocked, ego death in the reverse. I'm not making it up. 7 swords again in the reverse. See through the illusion, the distortion of the ego. The mask, the false self, the sabotager, the thing that looks like it's real but it's really deceptive is this ego belief. It's getting in the way of your union with your person. Okay, so 3 pentacles working together in the 3D. The 5 of swords, sabotage, conflict, 10 of swords, endings, painful endings here. Okay. This is very painful, this 5 sword, 10 sword, 7 wands. I was going to say 7 swords, 7 wands again. Guardedness, defensiveness, 6 of cups. There's this beautiful soul remembrance. This is a highly spiritual connection. Okay? Like this is soulmates, twin flames, guided by the divine, union to be had, soul contracts. Okay? Childhood stuff we're working through, memories of past, because the past is what we hang on to and then build these egoic stories and identities, and then we act as if and we fight as if, and then we can't move beyond that, you know? So the enlightenment here is seeing beyond this veil, okay? The 6 swords in the reverse. So 66 is a master number. Service is a source of joy in which one pours from an overflowing cup, not martyrdom. What's overflowing? Cup, true love, filling your own cup. What's martyrdom? Martyrdom could be doing things from the ego that makes us feel like we're controlling some form of an outcome, a belief, some wound, some trauma, some blockage, okay? Because there is no need for martyrdom. There's only a need to flow from an overflowing cup in order to have 2 cups, okay? So I feel there's childhood stuff we're working through. I feel there's a stuckness here. So let me sit here with this energy and see what Spirit wants you to know about this. 8 cups. Oh, that's old energy here, or your last round. Okay, strong Leo energy coming through with the sun here. Beautiful angel. We can't put the cart before the horse, you know? And we could be here in the 3D saying, like, this is the reality and the 3D is real here, and it is. But it's the last thing to manifest here. I think you want to create a commitment and a stability and a security and an environment with your person to build. To create a future here, like to work together towards a family or a build or a commitment or something here. You want to either get married or just be in this person's world. There's nothing wrong with this. You want to just start doing it, you know? It's like I do it and then it happens. Makes sense, but that's very low level consciousness. It's like you're not in a position to work with this person at this point in time because there's a greater lesson here of enlightenment. Enlightenment isn't Buddha. Enlightenment isn't you got to be purified of everything. Enlightenment means I'm now entering the spiritual knowings of the divine universe and how it works. I'm seeing beyond the egoic self that might have thought a certain way that the universe functioned, that it was just in the matrix. It was just 3D. It was just how I act, what I do, and that's what the world's about. It's like, no, there's a greater truth. It's highly spiritual here, and it's showing you the light, but it requires you to see beyond yourself, beyond the mask of the ego. It requires you to walk away from what you've been experiencing. I feel you're very dissatisfied, and sometimes the dissatisfaction or the emotional unsatisfaction creates change. It's very painful here. We've been sabotaging ourselves, obviously not wanting to. We can say, how is wanting to work with someone or doing what I'm doing sabotaging? How is because we're trying to take the ego as self and the identity, and we're utilizing it in this creation where it's not required. It needs to dissolve. And I feel like we're trying to really fight for a position to get something to go here, and it's not going to go this way. This is a highly spiritual lesson. It's asking you to see the light. The light is beyond yourself, and it requires surrender. It requires putting an end to an understanding. We have to surrender and not be in a position to fight and prove for what we want. I got to fight for this connection. I got to prove myself, or I got to defend and keep this person out until they see that I'm the prize and that their behavior is inappropriate. Okay, like it could swing on both of these, the ego. And of course, if this person is doing all sorts of things that are threatening you and you need space, then create your boundary. This is about healing beyond boundary knowings. This is beyond matrix tit for tats. This is all talking about a surrender when we're in heart space. When we're in heart space, people could be doing all sorts of things. Of course, I mean, not stabbing me, but this isn't about that, okay, because it's not happening every day. This is about energies, connections, and relationships. And people could be acting all sorts of ways, from wound, from shadow, saying this, doing that, not doing this, not doing that, not committing, not wanting babies, doing whatever they're doing. It doesn't rock my core. But when I feel defensive, guarded, blocked, I got to be this, I got to prove that, it's like, that means I think I can control outcome and I'm going to be the doer of this whole thing. It's saying, no, put that to bed. That might have worked in the past. That might be how you're seeing it. No. And you might double down here and you might think this is the only way to create in the 3D. No. Trust in spirit is alive. Seeing the truth is alive here, but you must dissolve this block, this belief, this lie, this distortion, this untruth, because the veil is seeing it this way and it's getting in the way of your coming together with your person. It's keeping you stuck. You're stuck in this understanding of the ego. Then unfortunately, we're all stuck there until we're not. And this connection is one about seeing clearly, shedding the light of awareness on the false self, the mask, the distortion, the blockage, in order to become a more balanced person. Come into union with yourself. Heal this thing. And then you and your person can build for sure. But you don't have to get rid of all this ego. It's saying transmute the part here. The major part here that's getting in the way, that's actually creating the block between you and this person. And watch them shift. Watch them come. Watch them want a reconciliation, or at least remember parts of this connection, this union. You remember this person deeply. This person remembers you deeply. There's a need for there to be this next step, and it requires you, because you're here and your person's on pause, waiting for you to gain more balance, waiting for you to see more clearly, waiting for you to drop your egoic understanding of something here, waiting for you to walk away from that understanding so that they can move an inch closer to you and that this connection can start to move. But if we're defensive, if we're guarded, if we're trying to control, if we're going through an ending here, or a separation, or some sort of boundary, or some sort of block, some sort of something where your ego is involved that created a 5-sword argument, tension in this connection, you're needing to see the truth of this thing through surrender, through trust of the universe, not through the ego eyes, not the self that wants to be right, or the self that's still blocked. It's like, can you see the truth? Can you shine your light of awareness and dissolve this belief? Drop this understanding. Knight of Wands in the reverse. I feel like, the Knight of Wands is definitely driven by this impulse. Okay, it's like this listening to the egoic pulls and desires, and then acting on an impulse, and then it fizzles out because it's not sustainable. This connection is no longer sustainable on impulse and desire. It's based on a higher frequency of truth and spirit. Okay, so Knight of Wands energy not going to work. Does this person feel love? Yes. Does this person feel passion? Yes. Does this person wants more? Yes. However, they have stuff on their end. Okay, and I don't know if they came out in any pile today aside from this, because I feel this is being mirrored to both of you guys. I feel this is a connection of two people on a higher vibration of enlightenment, a guided connection to see beyond themselves and their egoic pain body, their distortions, their blockages, dissolve that in which they believe about themselves, or about connection, or about other, or why they got to be defensive, guarded, or why they got to prove something in order for there to be a working together and a reconciliation, or a coming back together from a past life, or a soul recognition, or a soulmate that comes together, rather than hung up, stuck in 5 swords over and over, having the same argument. I want this, they want that. It's like, no, it's not about this. Let's rise above this. Okay? So hopefully this made sense to you. If not, then it's not your reading. And I don't know, maybe your person's in another pile. Okay? Love you very much. I'll see you at the next one. All right, bye-bye.